time for a little follow-up. Y'all had a ton of questions about episode 1 of my sustainable design series. It's time for an upcycle. So guess what? In this video, I'm gonna answer all those questions for you. Check it out. Just a little refresher in case you missed the original video. Here is the before of the outside patio space. And here is the after, all for under $500, reworking, upcycling, all the good fun things. If you want to watch the entire episode of this little series, it is posted on my page, but I had so many follow-up questions that you all wanted answered, so I thought I would just make one video and kind of go over some of those things that I did not have time to go over in the original video. This is the before of the piece of grass that's between the pool and that back patio. It just kind of wasn't cohesive. I love grass, but I really wanted to kind of extend the patio considering we built this entire patio for the cold plunge and the sauna on this side. So Home Depot bought some pavers. They range in price from $2 to $10 a piece, just depending on what size you want. I think the 24 by 24s are the most expensive. I went with an 18 by 18. There are a couple ways you can do this. You can level everything out with a ton of sand. You can get some pea gravel to fill in between them, but I really just wanted to throw them in the grass, line them up nice and evenly, and dig down a little bit, place the stone down in there, and let the grass grow up around them. Because I need to keep it slightly cradled in one area, I didn't completely even everything out, but we did line up the stones perfectly through this area. So basically there's about 5 inches between each paver. You just want to make sure everything's even, made sure that the sprinklers weren't going to come up and hit anything. Super important to lay them all out and space them exactly the way you want before you start digging into the ground. And if you're going to be super meticulous, then you want to level everything off with some sand. You have to put down paper to make sure the grass doesn't come through, and you can do your pea gravel. But for me, again, I just wanted this to be very Austin Hill country feel, the grass growing up around the stones, which I think looks so pretty. So got a couple of buckets of sand and a big level so I can come through and just kind of level everything out to make sure the stones are level across and even with the sides of the patio. I usually just dig down the depth of the paver, maybe just a touch more, so I can put a little sand underneath the paver to kind of even it out perfectly. And using your level just to make sure that you've got everything leveled across and all of your pavers are even the way you want them. And this is about 3 weeks later. All the grass grows in right around them and they look so pretty. You can always throw in some little extra grass seed if you feel like it, but it really is a very simple project. Next up, how do I keep the painter tarp curtains that I put on the back patio nice and solid in those curtain rods and the wind does not take them down? Just a very thick industrial curtain rod. People are always thrifting curtain rods. You can usually find a ton of very similar ones in the thrift store. And then I use multiple curtain rods. See how I did this in sections? Instead of doing one big long rod straight across, I did 2 separate ones. Just makes the rod a little more secure instead of stretching it over a long distance. You guys asked me about my climate friendly mattress. So when you purchase a mattress, they will be labeled climate friendly if they have at least one sustainability certification. It falls under a little group and you usually can see it in the description when you purchase something. It's not such a concern for me because this mattress is actually going to be outside. But whenever you purchase anything wrapped in plastic like this, you really need to leave it outside to off-gas it. Let all those VOCs, those volatile organic compounds, come off of it. Those are chemicals that come off of things through the manufacturing process. Get that plastic off and let things air out in a well-ventilated area for a day or two. A lot of questions about what I put on the mattresses outside that I put on those day beds to make this banquette style seating. And yes, I did cover them in something. I actually took the mattresses and I put a protective mattress cover on them, similar to what you might put on a toddler bed to help prevent against bedwetting. It was pretty well covered. I don't have any issues with anything getting mildewy or super wet. If it's going to be a really big rainstorm, I just move the cushions inside and slide everything in a little bit. For the most part, everything stays outside and I've had no issues. A lot of you asked about worrying about snakes and scorpions in hill country. You know what? I worry about those all the time anyway. So I definitely treat the patio just to make sure that it stays safe. And of course I use the WD-40 around the windows, which works really well. But so far, so good. I haven't had any issue with any critters up on the patio. Simple to make the pillows that I made out of the table runners and the shower curtain. Shower curtain laid flat, facing up, table runner face down on the shower curtain. Cut it into a long strip that's just about 1 inch wider on each side than the table runner. And then do a little bit of fabric glue down one side around the bottom and up the other side, leaving one side completely open. Then you flip it right side out and you stuff it, and then you fold the edges in on the top and just use a little bit of glue to close it. Now, when I first did this, I thought I was going to leave it as one long pillow for the back of the daybed, but because I stuffed it with old dog towels and a bunch of other things like that, just scrap things, it ended up being a little heavy. So what I ended up doing is taking everything out, coming through, cutting it in half, and making smaller pillows. But they still look really pretty. Table run on one side and then the shower curtain on the other. And then with the leftover shower curtain, y'all asked me how I made the curtain tiebacks. I just came through and cut one long strip off of one end of the shower curtain. And then I folded it in on one side and folded it in on the other with a little bit of fabric glue down the center to hold it in place. But you could come through and do a straight stitch straight through the sides. The ends were already hemmed off because it was the top and bottom of the shower curtain. Then I just repeated it 3 times and made enough for each curtain to tie off. Y'all want to know about these decorative trash cans? I've had these for years. I got them from World Market. I see them every so often there, but they are just really cool. So World Market is where I got those. As far as the outdoor painter tarp curtains, y'all asked me if they mildewed at all. I have not had any issue with that. They blow around in the wind and dry off after it rains. Really no big deal. But again, I did the Scotch Guard on each one of them and I let the bottoms fray out a little bit, which I really like. Also, having outdoor curtains living in Texas, you might think I'm a little crazy because it can be really windy here, but I have found that most days they're fine. They just sit just like this. However, that is why I'm creating fabric tiebacks out of the shower curtain, because if it's going to be a storm or super windy, you can just pull them together and tie them and they'll be less likely to whip around everywhere. I tried to answer all the questions that I got a lot in this video for you all, but if you have anything else you want to know, paint colors, where I got something, any details, please just message me in the comments. Also, remember, tell me what heirloom flip you want to see maybe in a future video. Go back and watch this original video so you can see everything start to finish. And then up next, there will be episode 2, which is my laundry room makeover. That will be out in about a week and I cannot wait to share it with you. And actually I will give you a little before of the space right here. I'm going to make this a very moody space because if y'all know me, if you followed me for a while, you know that I like a laundry room to be a place that I really want to hang out, that inspires me, because when you're sitting there doing laundry or folding laundry, I want to listen to good music. I want a beautiful environment. I want to feel inspired. So definitely getting rid of that fluorescent light up there. So stay tuned. It's coming soon. Happy upcycling.